Hey everybody, Rory McDonald from MacDon and Associates jumping on here with a new episode of Tuesdays with Rory. And for some of you, this has been long awaited. It has been a long time since I've created another podcast episode. And really the reasoning behind that is just how crazy things have been over the last couple of months. We've had a lot going on within the real estate market, which we are going to get into here within this podcast. There was an assassination attempt on a presidential candidate over the weekend. And there's just been a lot going on throughout the world, really, that I really needed to focus on. Family being one of them, my children, my wife, and really spending time with them and just really being present in what it is that God's doing, not just in our lives, within our home, but within our church, within our community, and within the people that we know and love. So I needed to be present for that. And over the course of the last year and a half, I've made in the ballpark of 150 or so videos that we've put on YouTube that you can go back and you can look at, whether you're an agent or a consumer, a purchaser or seller within this market. Go back, check those out. They still apply, a lot of them today. But I kind of wanted to just give you guys a quick update. If you think back to some of the videos that you may have watched, one of the things that was happening very recently within the real estate market is this change from the National Association of Realtors, changing the way that compensation happens within the United States. This is not specific to Michigan. This is specific to the entire United States and what it is that's going on. And one of that big change is whenever it is that we as real estate agents jump on the MLS and we're looking for homes for you as a buyer, we're able to see right on there what our compensation would be. And that compensation doesn't come from you, the purchaser, the consumer. It actually comes from the seller, meaning our commission. They're saying, hey, I will pay you, buyer's agent, for bringing me a purchaser. That is a massive change that's happening within the real estate market right now that all of you as buyers, whether you're selling a home or not, you need to be aware of, and you need to be talking to your real estate agent as you're going out there and listening, walking through houses. And really as a means of bettering my client's opportunity to get a house an offer accepted, which I do a really good job of, first of all, over here at MacDon Associates. But in addition to that, taking care of them long term. My goal for any client is not to just get you in a house. It's so that you can stay in that house long term, that you can be comfortable in that house long term with the payment that you have, with the rate that you're at, with all of those things. And so we have a team around us that really dedicates a lot of time, energy, and effort into making sure that you're set up long term. And one of the ways that I wanted to improve on that is by going and focusing a little bit more time, energy, and effort for myself on the insurance side of things. So I have clients who we're working with right now, clients that we've worked with in the past, and clients that we are planning to work with in the future that I really want to, walking into any home, have kind of an idea of what they can expect going in on a month-to-month basis or on a yearly basis, taking care of them with their insurance needs, because that is a cost that every single American has to pay, no matter what is going on in the market, no matter what is going on inside your home. You've got to pay for an insurance. You've got to pay for homeowners. You've got to pay for auto. And so that is a way for me really to make sure that you, as my client, is well taken care of going into that. So you're not just getting a realtor walking through the house who knows what they're looking at. You're also getting a licensed insurance agent and a specialist when it comes to homes walking through that house as well. So that is the reason why a lot of you have not seen videos lately. I have put so much time and energy into helping that. And if you're out there and you're like, hey, you know what, actually, I'd like to get a quote, reach out to me. Happy to do that. No obligation or expectation that you end up signing on with us. Just if there's an opportunity for you to continue living in the home that you're in and be in a better financial position where you could save money or potentially save up to be able to buy another home or move to something larger, we want to be able to do that. So that's the heart behind it. That's the reason behind it. And that is the reason why I'm sharing it with you guys here now. But before I really get into the nitty gritty of the real estate market here, which is my specialty and what it is that I focus on, holy crap, what happened over the weekend? For those of you who don't know, first of all, if you don't know, you're probably living underneath a rock, or you've been so separated from everything, social media, news outlets, things like that, that you don't know. This weekend, there was a rally taking place in Pennsylvania. where former President Trump was standing on stage and he was actually shot at, I think 3 times. Somebody within the crowd passed away, but he was nicked in the ear and he was rushed off stage by Secret Service. They eventually took down the threat and he is safe. He's okay. However, we were about 2 inches away from this entire podcast, my entire business, the real estate market here within the state of the United States, really not just Michigan, the insurance markets, all of that really in a lot of ways going away and us entering into, I believe, because we have extremists on the left side and we have extremists on the right side, entering into what could have been a civil war. So I'm very thankful for the 2 inches that shooter was off and missing him and putting us in a position where that's not happening. However, it is a real thing. And I want all of you out there who are interacting with people on social media, if I can say anything, if I have any platform on this, I want you to know that whether or not you believe this, I think that God has a plan for our country and for what it is that he's trying to do here within our country. I believe that it is what's best for us. And whether that means Trump or Biden or whoever it is that ends up being our president, I want you guys to know there is something more happening. There is something more taking place, and that is God's hand being over every single step of this entire process and protecting the people involved, protecting you, protecting your family. And I pray for you. My heart breaks for you because this is a very serious thing for our kids to have to experience. We had a conversation with my oldest the other day. She's under 10, and to have to explain to her the reason why people would try and shoot somebody who's on stage talking, who really, whether you agree with them or not, has a heart for bettering our country. I struggle with the fact that people still do this today. It's frustrating and it's hard, but the only thing that I ask of you, and I ask of myself as well, is to form bridges and not walls. People who are across the aisle from you, people who are different from you, people who have different ideas, ideologies, beliefs, all of that, that you would form a bridge with those people and not a wall. If there's any time in our country that this is needed, it is right now. You need to form some bridges between people and be able to grow in relationship, grow in understanding, even if it doesn't make sense, grow in those things, because it's when that goes away that we end up seeing things like this taking place, shootings taking place. And I don't want my kids to grow up in a place where we've got a civil war going on, as I'm sure that yours, you don't want yours as well. So it's a crazy thing to have happened. And like I said, I'm just praying over our country right now and what it is that took place, and really hoping that, it gets better. It gets better for our country. So now jumping into it, the real estate market, what is happening within the real estate market? We're still seeing interest rates sitting around 7% right now. However, one of the things that in my conversation with a lot of people, they're sitting and they're waiting for interest rates to change. They're waiting for interest rates to slow down. And although logically this makes sense, hey, I need to wait until the interest rates are lower in order for me to buy a house. Logically, that makes a ton of sense. I'm not saying that you're dumb. I'm not saying that you're wrong. However, I do know, based off of some of the statistics that I see online, one of them being the realtor.com, what happens within a housing market when we see interest rates slow down. If you go back, gosh, even just 5 years ago, when interest rates were sitting at the 2, 3, 4% even, we had this mass influx of purchasers who now were capable of affording the home that was available on the market. And what that ended up doing is it increased the demand for those homes. And then increasing the demand, it increased the price of those homes. Right now, we're kind of dealing with the opposite. The interest rates are so high that the demand is staying pretty stagnant. We've seen that within the real estate market. The number of homes that are on the market stand pretty much the same. And the prices of those homes are not going for $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 over asking price. They're staying pretty level. We are seeing every instance of a house underpriced and shooting way above. And we're seeing other instances of a house priced way too high and it ends up dropping down. So we're seeing everything stay right around like 95, 97% sales price to list price. So listed at 100,000, it's selling about $95,000, $97,000. So we're seeing that stagnation happen, which in a lot of ways is good if you are a purchaser in the market right now. And I would encourage you, if you are a buyer in the market right now, first and foremost, sit down with a real estate agent. You can call us. I'd be happy to sit down with you and explain the entire process so you know exactly what to expect. as well as knowing that if you do wait and if the interest rates come down, you're now going to be paying more for that house. So it's kind of a wash. You're going to end up being in a spot where, the $300,000 or $350,000 house that you're trying to buy, add $30,000 to $50,000 to that, and potentially more money out of your pocket, because you're going to have to take on things like repairs or cover things like appraisal guarantees, things like that. And one statistic that I wanted to share with you guys just right off the rip is every 1% that we see interest rates drop, every 1% that the interest rates come down, we see in the ballpark of 5 million with an M. You're hearing that correctly. 5 million purchasers come into the market and put offers on homes. 5 million. That's not here in Michigan. That's throughout the United States. But 5 million is a crap ton of people to be out now looking that you're competing with and looking for a home. So my suggestion is first and foremost, if you are looking to buy a home, if you need to move out of the smaller 3-bed, 1-bath house that you're in right now, maybe you had some kids or you just need more space and you're looking for something larger, my suggestion for you would be go find the house, go purchase the house, in the process selling your home, and go in with the full intent that in the next 3 to 5 years, you're going to be refinancing that home at a lower interest rate, because that is what a lot of people are saying. A lot of professionals in the market are saying is these interest rates will come down in the next 4 to 7 years, 3 to 5 years. Everybody's kind of in that ballpark of under 10 years. So be paying attention to that. And if the right house comes along, don't be afraid to pull the trigger. Like I said, if you want to reach out to us over here at MacDon Associates, I would be happy to help you and kind of point you in a direction as to what to expect coming up into the future within the real estate market. I'm very thankful for you. Very excited to be back in the podcast room and shooting some stuff. Excited to have some guests coming on, both here within Metro Detroit as well as abroad, being on the podcast and getting things rolling, getting things going again, going into the end of summer and the beginning of fall. So if you are one of those people, if you're local and you want to jump on the podcast here with me, maybe you just recently bought a house, sold a house, or you're a local business owner and you think that the value that you could bring to this podcast is one that a lot of my clients would value and they would grow from, I'd be happy to have you on. So reach out to me, 586-306-8800. Hit me up and we'd be happy to set that up with you guys. But besides that, very thankful for you all. Have a very blessed day. We'll see you.